she's this one kind of woman. Well, there's one kind of lady. There's one kind of dame will put you down to your knees in blood veins of New Orleans. She works in the shadows.
So thank you for joining me today. We are doing our first of a series of videos we're going to shoot about local businesses to try and figure out what we can learn from them, what brought them to success, and how can they go further. And so today, we're meeting at Key Mexico. Come on, join me.
Only one day. Now what you gonna do when she's coming for you? What you gonna say when she walks away? What you gonna lose by the big city blues? In blood, veins and only she pays her dues.
I'm not sure. I think it's just like from my trips. That's why I like to travel, because I just get inspired for like every restaurant that I go, I get like inspiration from it.
Is that garlic?
Yes, garlic, ginger, turmeric, leeks,
And curcuma.
coconut oil.
Hey there, my name is Rodrigo Mondragon. I am a co-owner of Key Mexico along with my mom, Lido, and my brother, Elia. We've been together since 2010 as a business. First as a little pop-up kitchen. We did it for 5 years between the farmers market and Ray Raft Brewery and many other locations that we did for a while until we saved enough so we could open our restaurant in 2015, which we've been running for 7 years now. We started at the farmers market selling salsas for the first 2 years. My mom came up with the idea that she wanted to put in jars and sell her salsas, which of course are delicious. We still have them at the restaurant nowadays. We put them on the tacos, and some of them come on the appetizer, the guacamole show, which is our signature appetizer.
Ya el restaurante tiene éxito. Ya ha estado aquí todo este tiempo. ¿Qué es lo más importante?
Estar con los clientes. Ir a ver a los clientes cómo están. Pero primeramente creo que nuestro sabor. Nunca perder el toque del sabor. Nuestro sazón, nuestro sentimiento como mexicanos.
Lo que no pueden replicar.
Es lo que no pueden replicar nadie. Aunque yo tenga mi programa de recetas y eso, nadie va a ver que nos supla. Y porque nos importa mucho la gente, en ese orden debí de haberlo dicho. Nos importa muchísimo la gente y a mí me encanta andar en todas las mesas con americanos, con mexicanos, con todos y ir preguntando a cada uno cómo está el servicio, cómo está la comida. Y claro que cuando la respuesta me dicen excelente, gracias, son únicos, pues yo me siento de maravilla.
Se levanta.
Sí, cómo no.
This is probably one of my favorite places to be. I am Mexican, or a part of me is, and I had a very difficult time absorbing the fact that in the United States, Mexican food, at least in the southern part of the country, is very Tex-Mex. It's very influenced by flavors and methods that were created here in the United States. So you come to a place like this, and they're absolutely right. They're not producing the traditional Mexican food, but they have elevated. They have developed, evolved the Mexican food into new things.
We did those 3 tacos, and later we added a few more to the menu that we came up with it. Especially when my brother joined us a couple of years after we started the farmers market. He was studying at the culinary school in Austin, Texas, and when he was done with it, he joined us and started with his magnificent creations. The farmers market was like a great platform for us. Because many things. First, we built our menu, and that's how we tested it. If people liked it a lot, we would add it to the menu or keep it for whenever we were going to open the restaurant at some point.
When I'm creating something new, I always think about the people. Whenever I hear comments about my food that they it reminds them of, I don't know, their childhood or whenever they were somewhere traveling. And that's what I love, and that's what I expect whenever I cook something, for people to enjoy it and to keep it on their minds as like a good memory. And yes, I also like to travel, and I get inspired from my travels, and that's why I love. Like every country has their own way of cooking, their own spices, everything. So I just love to go and try new things and adapt them to what I cook here.
Vamos a hacerla aquí. La voy a poner así. Cada pieza.
So, what I'm really interested in is the culture you have here. You have a great place, great service. But what is it like for you? How do you design the culture of the place?
If you're talking about the atmosphere that we provide, I think it's the fusion of all things that together in Key Mexico. First, food, of course, the drinks, music, whether it's on the radio or live bands, which we have every weekend. But I would consider the culture at the restaurant very eclectic, because also the customers there are many variations or many styles.
You used to people from all sorts coming in here.
Yes. You know, the motorcycle guys.
Very extreme to the run-of-the-mill,
Yeah.
old American house.
Yes. Also, I think we keep it very social. As what I mean is that a lot of other places have TVs, and we don't.
That's interesting. That is very interesting.
Everybody socializes, especially when at the bar. Of course, sometimes unknown people sit next to each other, and then they become friends.
Right, you start talking.
Yeah.
La pregunta es que, ¿cómo le hago?
Para que la gente que está afuera dando el servicio tenga ese corazón hacia la gente.
Yeah,
Lo que tú
sure,
dices,
yeah,
lo más importante es la gente.
Yeah.
Tus clientes, ¿no?
It's like all is until the soul, because yes, I talk in my little English with the employees, like the servers, like the hostess, but I try explain to them the people is most important than the tip, or most important than the whatever. They can transmit. I say yes. Transmit how is the Mexican food, how we are, is because they have to know in the soul the Mexican food. And I love them because they try speak Spanish. Because in the kitchen we have just Hispanic people, Guatemala, Mexico, and blah, blah, blah. But
They don't speak Spanish in the kitchen?
they Spanish in the kitchen, and the American people outside, the servers and the hostess, they try to speak Spanish with them.
Good.
And when the people is coming to here, and like the Mexican people or Hispanic people coming to the restaurant, the servers, they try explain, but they cannot. They call me, and I explain in Spanish. But they are very good. It's like a magic.
It is magic.
Yeah.
It is magic when you're able to translate.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Borrasca por el cielo, alza la cara, suspira.
So we kind of wonder, what is it that makes a business great? We have asked this question over and over. And a family business at that, where do they find the balance? How do they dedicate so much of their soul, their intensity into it, and get past the burden of business? This is an interesting question. This is something that we want to find the answer to.
I think the secret is because they are my sons. I mean, my husband is a partner too, but he don't like work over here. But the secret with my son is because I love them, and I try respect like the Eleazar dishes. Rodrigo is the manager in the floor, and he's excellent. But yes, sometimes we are in troubles. Like, hey mom, why you buy a lot of onions? Hey mom. But when it's like for the Cinco de Mayo or for the some catering, we support everyone. It's like, hey mom, what is your opinion? What you want for that day? And I say, I love the carnitas. What do you think? Okay, mom, this is your part. It's very difficult. You wanna carnitas for a lot of people? Yes, I do. Or Eleazar in the competitions, he say, I thinking about this one, or lamb or dog or whatever, and we support to him. And and Rodrigo is like is the worst part, I think, because he has to make the schedule, how much we have to pay the people. He have the control to the employees. And when sometimes we have a troubles, later, like 10 minutes later, they hold me.
Okay.
This is the deal.
Okay.
They hold me and noise the mad all day because he's mad for the employees and mad for the customers. And then we try hug after the troubles or the problems.
It's communication. It's
Communication.
knowing that you support each other. And giving yourself grace, which is not what happens when businesses are doing well.
Exactly.
I think the key here is that you've been doing well. And with good, positive growth comes the ability to do all this. Thank you. That's excellent.
Thank you. Gracias. Gracias.
Cuando el marinero mira la borrasca por el cielo, cuando el marinero mira la borrasca por el cielo, alza la cara, suspira.
Being consistent on their dishes, to always keep an eye on the restaurant. I know some people once they're owners, they never or barely show back to the restaurant. But I think that's why we are successful, because we're always trying the meat, the chicken, every special. We make sure that we try it before sending it out. And I think that's why people we're still in business because people knows that we're consistent.
Love it. Thank you so much. That was
Yeah,
excellent.
thank you.
In closing, we have had an opportunity to take a peek under the hood and have been granted some wisdom. How this business has established its identity and its culture drives the success they have. They continuously seek innovation and listen to their customers. Because customers vote with their feet. They come frequently and identify with them and what they stand for. Great service, great times, and great food. And food is love. Success doesn't just happen, it is made. Thanks for joining me and Key Mexico in this episode of A Peek Under the Hood. Have you learned something today?
The Mexican soul food, exactly.